I get a lot of backlash when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to social media, because people want to use that against you in order to denote or to say that you don't know what you're talking about because you're too emotional about what you say. You're being sensational. You're not being level-headed. And I take that and I say, okay, cool, that's fine. But for me, I don't have a problem standing on what I stand on. I don't have a problem on stating what my predictions are if I feel very comfortable about them, if I feel like they're based in some sort of something solid. I have no problem standing on that. And you could just say, okay, well, he's the Duke and knee-jerk. It is what it is. But if I'm going to take the heat for doing that, for being standing on predictions, I should get the credit when they're right. Should I not? I should get that credit if I'm right. So if you're going to say, oh, gee, but this dude, G. Bush, he don't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know this and that, and he don't know the third and this. But when I hit and I say, and it's right, I should get that credit. So it is unequivocally false when people get up here and tell you that nobody thought Joe Flacco. No, I've been telling you. Actually, I was the one standing up on the table saying, look, man, we need to go get a veteran quarterback. But everybody told me if Deshaun Watson got hurt, the season was over. And I just want you guys to understand that moving forward. Don't necessarily believe like that, that's a narrative. The game is more than that. The game is more than just saying one person did this and that. And they've been trying so hard to make this whole entire season about a referendum on Deshaun Watson. That's why I was so salty last week when I came back on Friday and dropped the video. I'm like, dude, I come back. Y'all talking about Deshaun Watson being in the stands or not? The real story is on the football field. And so when I'm looking at this and I see Joe Flacco and they finally get him in, and you say, well, was that just a guess? How did you know and why did you know that Joe Flacco was going to do what he was going to do? It's because nowadays, and we don't value experience or wisdom. There was a thing back in the day where, you sat up under your grandfather, and you listened to his stories and he taught you different things, and he taught you how to change a tire, or he taught you how to put some stuff on the gas grill. He taught you, little wisdom things, little small things that you take with you throughout your life, that you become a man and you learn those things. But nowadays, we don't value none of that. People don't have no respect for their elders. People don't have a respect or any value system placed on wisdom, placed on guys that have been there and done that. And we so quick to say guys is washed. Oh, he's washed. He's done. Stick a fork in him. Running backs will finish at 30. We don't need that guy. We don't need this. We don't need this. Oh, go with the young guy. And it's easy to say go with the young guy. It's easy to say, okay, well, it's nice because you can imagine what his upside is going to be. But there's something to be said for a guy who's seen every defense, who's been pressured before, who's done that at a high level, who's won a Super Bowl, who's been on the road as a wild card and won a Super Bowl, who's played against great defenders and practiced against great defenders, some of the best to ever play. Think about this. When Joe Flacco comes to the line of scrimmage, he's had multiple years where at practice, the middle linebacker that he was trying to out-scheme was Ray Lewis. The safety that he was trying to manipulate with his eyes and pump fake and look off was Ed Reed. The defensive tackle that he was trying to block, that he was trying to get secured up, was Haloti Ngata. The guy he was trying to slide his protection and block was Sackmaster Terrell Suggs. I could keep going. And best believe all of those players has sat with Joe Flacco and told him, yeah, this is what I'm looking at. This is how I get down. This is what my film study shows. So now you have an opportunity to have Kevin Stefanski, who not is only talking to him as an offensive coordinator, he's talking to him as a peer. He's about to He's talking to him like he's his equal. Because Joe's seen a lot of things. He's done a lot of things. So when the game plan go in, they ain't got to waste all of the little extra time and energy and effort that you got to do to say, okay, DTR, this is what your play fake is going to say. Okay, DTR, if the ball doesn't go here, you need to go here. Okay, PJ Walker, if you don't have nothing, just go ahead and tuck it and lay down. Okay, Deshaun Watson, I know you want to extend the plays, but you don't got to worry about none of that. He already has the basics. Now we can cut to the chase and just find out the plays that you're comfortable with and plays that you think are going to work. I love a veteran quarterback. Love it in this situation. And guess what? He ain't going to be shaky. He not going to be spooked. He done played in the division. He done played in bad weather. And on top of that, he is now getting the opportunity to play the game that he loves, and he thought it was taken away from him. I tell people this all the time. When you get to be this age, one of the hardest things for me, and ask Tyvis Powell about this, is as a man, you have very few things that can get you higher than playing sports at a high level. There's very few things that get you that excited. When you go to sleep and you dream at night, you don't dream about cars, women, money. You don't dream about none of that. You know what you dream about? What I found myself dreaming about the most was that feeling, that high you get when you put that uniform on and you're about to walk out of the locker room, or the high that you get when you walking up in the batter's box and you about to go against a pitcher for the first time through the order, or that crisp air that you walk down the tunnel and you go out and it's a crisp fall night and you playing your high school rival, or it's basketball when you come out for layup line and you throwing the ball off the backboard and you're running around. You got your warm ups on and your Jordans. That's what you worry about. That's what you dream about. I don't dream about no money or I can't I don't dream about going on dates with my wife. No disrespect. I don't dream about what presents I'm getting. I dream about them days that you can never replace. And there's nothing higher than that for an athlete. And for Joe Flacco, also a guy we talking about, like with your man Kareem Hunt. When you feel like I've seen my mortality and I've seen it and it's in front of my face, and I know that I only got a few more times to do this. I only got a very small finite amount of time to get what I have to get done. My book is not written. It's in the last chapter, but my book ain't written. It was a no-brainer. I don't need to see Joe Flacco's. He played terrible with the Jets. It's deeper than that. The game is about emotion. The game is about people. These ain't analytical robots. I already knew he was going to do his thing because I put myself in his situation and was like, wow, what an opportunity. What an opportunity it is to get back. Most people don't get that opportunity to put that jersey on one more time. Joe Flacco's getting it at 38, 39 years old. And you know what? I told you today on UCSS, if you was watching, you know how I know Kevin Stefanski having fun? Take a look at him on the sideline, running up and down, doing all kind of gyrations and stuff. That's fun because he's now getting to a point where this is the offense he wanted to run. If you watch the Barbershop, to be truthful, if you watch it, it's consistent. Like there's a level of consistency, what I've been saying from day one. If you go back to the blogs when I talked about the man in the mirror, who are the Cleveland Browns? What do they hang their hat on? I talked about the level of the playbook, what Kevin Stefanski is most comfortable with. It's no coincidence, no coincidence that Joe Flacco is playing his best ball right now, and that the Cleveland Browns offense is moving up and down the field. You know why? Because the plays that Kevin Stefanski is calling is really who he is internally. And the guy that he has at quarterback fits that mentality. So that's why I knew they were going to do what they were going to do, and it's going to get better week after week. The question is, how far can he lead the Browns? I'm going to tell you this, tell you like this. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. It may seem like it's crazy. It may seem like it's a knee-jerk reaction. Sky is the limit. When you look at the way that this landscape is setting up for you, you should be excited as fans at the house. You should be ecstatic. You just beat the team that probably is going to be in the playoffs, the Jaguars. And I'm not scared of the Jaguars. I'm kind of glad Trevor Lawrence played, so I could get me a little sneak peek preview of what y'all got to offer. Travis Etienne is banged up. He's not playing well. Christian Kirk looks like he's gone for the season. You got a offensive line that can't do nothing with our defensive line as far as running the football. And our defense picked them off 4 or 5 times. I'm not scared about nothing they can give me. And if you keep watching and if you keep looking and you say, well, what if Joe don't give up that little sack and the strip? What if our receivers is running the same routes? See, it was 311 and 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and one strip sack this week. What happens when there's next week against the Bears and we don't give you that strip sack, and Mari Cooper don't give you that fumble? See, you got an opportunity to go into this offseason, this postseason, hitting on more cylinders than you do right now. And don't let them give Pierre Strong some carries. I'm telling you, that's the next crystal ball thing. Watch. I keep trying to tell y'all, when they give Pierre the Strong the football and he gets about 110 and 2 touchdowns on the ground, they'll tell you, who would have known Pierre Strong was that good? Nobody thought Pierre Strong could be. No, I did. I told you and I've been telling you. Listen, I'm just saying, bro. Just letting you know. You either I'm like the candy. You either gonna mess with me now or later. But guess what, my people? It's gonna come to pass. Let's get